Beauty, that might be just the most beautiful pool I've ever seen in my life. You got right to it. Is it a spa day? Is it a fun pool day activity? Well, I don't think Beauty's going to be relaxing, so maybe just a fun pool day activity. Good morning, everyone. This cat's faster than I can turn the camera. But good to see you all. Welcome to another live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. This would be Eurasian Lynx Beauty right in front of you. Very, very enthusiastically batting around an apple that she just pulled out of her pool here. She just got access to her habitat. Caretakers and animal care interns did a beautiful job getting this pool set and ready for her. It is cold, fresh water. I love the flowers. But while we have this awesome backdrop, hopefully I can keep up with her also. So I apologize if I'm too slow being the camera person, but I'll say hi to some of you first. Hello, Henyatta. Hi, Robin. Pat Hamilton from NC. I always like seeing the NC people. I'm from North Carolina. Maria, hello. Marilyn Grant, good to see you. Hillary, good to see you also. I talked to you a little bit yesterday, so good to see you on the live post this morning. And I always like seeing you all tag your friends. I think this will be a very fun live post. I'm hoping to check in with a couple other of our Lynx friends. It'll be a very Lynxy Friday. What do you think, Beauty? So far, apples have been the target of her eye. And just as I said that, she goes for a flower. I love seeing her think. I love when you can see the cats processing and puzzling out what they're going to do next. But for Beauty in particular, I love that she doesn't hesitate. A lot of the cats will think a lot before they do, and Beauty is fast acting. But we wouldn't expect any different from her. I know that we have lots of Lynx lovers on this live. I see Ellen Simmons shouting out her sponsor girl. I know that lots of you will be excited to see this girl today. I think it's been a while since we've caught up with her. Beauty, that's hilarious. And you know, with the Olympics going on right now, I'd like to hear what sport you think Beauty here would excel in. Would it be soccer? Would it be rugby? I've been enjoying watching women's rugby. That's now wrapped up, but what sport would Beauty excel in? She's got long legs, maybe a track and field event, or maybe swimming, because she's crushing it with the pool today. So I'm excited to hear what you all think. And then I kind of want to check in with our caretakers and our animal care interns behind us here while I have them. What is that, Beauty? Is that ice? Is that a piece of ice? Are we going to get some purrs from you? No purrs, but definitely rubs. And if I had to guess, you're probably going to turn and put your back end towards us here in a moment. A classic Beauty maneuver. She's saying hello to all of you. And off to track down the apples once again. But while I have the people behind me, I'm just going to quickly turn the camera. Hello, everyone. Thanks for setting up this awesome enrichment. And I was kind of talking to animal care intern Adam before, and this is your first time working with Lynx, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And what's that like? How does she differ from other species?
She seems to be more playful than some of the other species you get.
She's very playful. And Jill Marie, you are a caretaker now. You started as an animal care intern, but you said that you love Lynx too. So what about Lynx do you love?
That playfulness they have.
The playfulness.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard challenge trying to figure out some enrichment worthy of their time and their energy. So it's pretty nice.
Yeah, they are very energetic. Do you think that other lynxes like pools as much as Beauty does? Yeah, I don't think so either. We've seen Meeko and Ripley enjoy some pools. Well, enjoy. I use the word enjoy. They were definitely curious about the pools. Beauty's enthusiastic about the pools. But we'll turn it back to you, Beauty, because you're not slowing down anytime soon. And Yada, I agree. It's not a stroll without a beauty booty showing. I agree. Maria's saying rugby and soccer for what event Beauty would excel in the Olympics. And it is kind of fun to think about the cats that maybe all of our cats are athletes in their own way. That's what they're built to do. But I do think that Beauty here would be an Olympic star if I had to guess. Henyatta also concurring that soccer would be what it is. Ellen Simmons, yes, she does have her summer coat going on. I actually noticed that when we started this live. I'm really impressed with how sleek she looks, or svelte, as Casey, I know you like that word. She looks great. Not only does her coat look great, her body condition looks great. I always like to shout out the caretakers for taking such excellent care of the cats. Such a silly girl. Kind of waiting for all 4 feet to enter the pool here.
She wants to.
I know, she's thinking about it. What do we think, Beauty? Lots of paw flicking. Are you thinking about it? You gonna do a full dip? You gotta come say hello again. And there's a Beauty booty. That's what we were waiting for. That's what we were waiting for, Beauty. Now that's a screenshot if I've ever seen one. If I don't see this in the group page later, I'm going to be disappointed, everyone. That is a good shot of a Beauty booty. And a very, very enthusiastic and communicative lynx tail. Are you taking a water break over here? You've got a full pool of water. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Everybody's excited to see you, Beauty. Oh, Debbie, throwing in a different contender for the Olympics here. I like that. Thor Jr. soccer with the red ball. Henyatta got the shot. Good. Robin Lyons booty with a tail flick. I like it. Torben, good morning. Olivia, looks like Beauty is a long-legged top model. Okay, different sort of thing than the Olympics, but I like the supermodel thing too. You have lots of things that you could put on your resume, Beauty. Lots of activities that you'd excel at. But aren't we lucky that we get to spend our time with you? You're excelling at being a star on the Wildcat Sanctuary social media. Are you an influencer? I think you'd excel at being an influencer too, Beauty. She says, look at me, look at me. Let's see. Daria, Beauty, please let Beauty know she, Buddy, and Thane just got re-sponsored the other day. Sponsor Mom loves her. Thank you, Daria. That is so generous. And so exciting for you, Beauty. All your sponsor parents on this live, thank you. And I love the love for the medium cats, too. That's always nice to hear. Sarah Bloomberg saying, don't get sprayed, Olivia. Watching Olympics now. Thankfully, Beauty's not much of a sprayer. Have any of you been sprayed by Beauty?
No, she doesn't really spray. She just likes her butt touched.
Yeah. She's not a sprayer. So thankfully with Beauty, I can't say this really for any other cats except for maybe Kimba, because Kimba is a big fan of showing off her booty. If a cat turns around and shows you their booty, usually I am backing up because I don't want to get sprayed. But with Beauty, she's not a big sprayer, which is nice. Her youngness is showing, Ellen Simmons says. It sure is. She's very, very vivacious this morning. Ooh, another contender for another Olympic event. Daniel saying that tigers are easy, either diving or swimming. I like that. I think Sushi, the fishing cat, if she was true to her species, would excel at diving. But Sushi is a fishing cat all of her own. More ice for Beauty. What do you think, Beauty? I don't know what event Sushi would do. Sushi would be a great cheerleader on the sidelines. Let's see if anybody has any ideas for Sushi. She would not be a diver. Still not a big fan of the water. Faith Warner, that is so nice. Saying thank you to all the wonderful interns and caretakers. Alyssa, caretaker, trying to chuck some ice to Beauty right now so that she can play some more. But Beauty is uninterested. You liked your pool, though, Beauty. That's nice, Faith. They all heard that, and they said thank you. She is a long, lean, beautiful girl, Maria. I love all these suggestions in here. But as we kind of just touched on Kimba, Kimba is in the habitat behind me, our most recent Eurasian lynx rescue. And Kimba is a bit younger than Beauty, another young lynx, I think. those young lynx, they're very, very recognizable for their long, lanky bodies. Yes, Beauty is lanky. Yes, she has long legs, but Kimba really has her beat. That's not to say that Beauty didn't arrive to us as lanky as Kimba looks now, but Kimba's doing very well. She's in that habitat behind us. She's an expert hider. You know, Tammy's talked about this on a couple Wildcat wrap-ups, but Kimba moved into a habitat very similar to Beauty's just a few weeks ago. A free-roaming habitat, classic Wildcat Sanctuary, the things you see on these live posts. And we quickly discovered that Kimba was very, very good at finding hiding spots. And it's not surprising. Kimba grew up in a home environment. As far as we know, she had never really been outside, or at least never been outside for an extended period of time by herself. So she was fully taking advantage of that free-roaming habitat and finding really, really creative spots to kind of bed down. So we cut the habitat down a little bit more. It's important we do rounds twice a day where we put eyes on the cats. It's part of our safety protocol. So we cut that habitat down a little bit more, and still, she was an expert hider. But what we've noticed is that she's much more apt to come say hello to her caretakers. She's a very social girl. So it's interesting to kind of see that change. But all that to say, she's doing very well. Kimba behind us. I'd like to go check in with her. But she's very similar to Beauty. It's interesting to see the similarities between the Eurasian lynxes here. The other would be Aria, Eurasian lynx, who lives with Bobcat Mondovi. Who wouldn't love these wild medium cats? I love them. Facing Miss Kimba the Huntress. Love that she was finally able to be a wildcat in what she was born to be, referencing Tammy's little tidbit that she shared yesterday that Kimba caught a critter in her habitat. People often ask what the favorite enrichment of the cats is, and some cats love their toys, some cats love cardboard. But honestly, some of the best enrichment can be what nature provides, and sometimes a passing by critter is not so fortunate, and our wildcats do what they're instinctually meant to do, and that would be hunt. And it's really impressive. And it's really special to be able to provide that, or not really provide it, but that they have the opportunity to have that in their wild at heart life. So yes, caretaker Alyssa was actually the one that shared with me that Kimba caught a critter. It's official. Big paws, Ellen says, indeed. All right, Beauty. Looks like she might go find some shade. I'd like to see if we can check in with Ripley too. We had a bit of a Ripley update about a month ago. I was kind of looking at our timeline here, and Ripley was seen by our vet because she was dropping in weight. Again, young lynx, they're very lanky. That's not atypical to have, them be a little bit leaner, a little bit lankier. But from what we could tell, Ripley was dropping in weight, and so she was seen by our vet, and come to find out, Simon and Jeremy are in the pool. Okay. Come to find out, this would be Meeko. Hi, Meeko. But Ripley has a condition, a pancreatic condition, that Aurora caracal also has. So the update that we got was that Ripley is putting on weight, which is really awesome. Slowly but surely, she is putting on weight. Her coat condition is looking a lot better. That was Meeko we just saw. Ripley was still in the shift. But I thought we'd give that little update too, since we're on a Lynx-themed live. We're going to deviate from the Lynx a little bit here because I was just told that Simon and Jeremy are in their pool. And this might be the first time that we've gotten them in the pool on a live post this season. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is Simon in the pool right now. Oh, big boy. That's a good wade right there. Daria, that's a good question. Is Ripley still trying to get a rise out of Buddy? She is not, because Kimba is now in Buddy's old habitat. So Buddy was moved to a temporary-ish space. We'll see, to be determined. And Kimba is in Buddy's old habitat. And as far as we know, they're doing pretty well. Ripley is probably a little bit bigger of a fan of a Lynx on her shared wall. Although I will say Buddy and Kimba have different personality types. Buddy is much more forward than Kimba, and so I think that was probably contributing to the whole thing. But no longer on that shared wall, so no more of that. Pat Hamilton saying, hello, Simon in pool. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a higher angle. I wanted to make sure we caught Simon before he hopped out and maybe stalked the paparazzi, but since he's kind of cemented there, I think we can change our angles. Tanya Toner, I want her energy. Referring to Beauty. Me too. I would love her energy. Ooh, Chizzy, that's an awesome question. Do Lynx make noises or are quiet cats? They are vocal and they make very unique noises. All sorts of noises. Honestly, I'd encourage you to check out YouTube for something like that. We sometimes catch it on camera, but we hear it up at the front of the property. They are kind of screamers. We'll hear screaming. They kind of hoot a little bit. Bobcats make a little, I don't know, how would I describe it? I don't know if I'm going to be very good at describing it, but lynx do make noises. The Canada lynx and the Eurasian lynx make slightly different vocalizations, but check it out on YouTube because it is a wide range, sometimes subtle, sometimes not, and not as iconic as a lion roar or a tiger chuff. So I was very excited to learn about that when I started here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Okay, Ellen, you're educating me. Lynx make caterwauling calls. Interesting. Woo woo for the Canada lynx, so cool. You know, the bobcats make a little like woo woo sound. That's what I make to them. And the Canada lynx, it's a little bit of a broader sound, a little bit of a wider sound. It's very interesting. Chizzy, Simon needs a beach towel, then he's all set for a pool party. He is having a pool party right now. I saw Jeremy briefly. I think he might have gone to lay in the shade. There's Simon stalking that ball there. We might get a pounce. These boys love their pool. I'd say they're one of our biggest pool lovers here at Sanctuary. And they also, as far as I know, have the deepest pool here at Sanctuary. Some people ask why our pools aren't deeper, and that would just be for safety reasons. But Simon and Jeremy, being young tigers, very boisterous tigers, they do have the deepest pool. You could see Simon there really wading up to his shoulders, really. These boys really, really enjoy taking a dip. That was fun, Simon. And that's extra fun, Simon. You need to show that ball a lesson. Ellen saying, love their big pool. So cute, Trisha's and Daniel splash party. Faith, I like that. I want Leo's energies. Speaking of Leo Lion, I prefer to be a sundial. Soaking up the sun rays, maybe getting a tan. Maria, bobcats are growling, referring back to those vocalizations. Growling is just one of their vocalizations. Cats in general, the family Felidae, has a far, far wider range of vocalizations than canines do, Canidae. I'm saying that wrong, but dogs have a much narrower range of communication. Cats can make a lot of vocalizations, which is really, really neat, and it's cool to hear the differences between the species here too. But of course, as you all know, tigers are known for their tiger chuffs, or maybe their tiger moos. They can roar, but they can't purr, being big cats. They can't meow. Their vocal cords are built differently as big cats. Pat Hamilton, that looks like a deep pool indeed. It is. Tanya, that's a great question. Does Alyssa make a lion sound or tiger sound? She has a little bit of tiger and lion in her. Yes, referring to Lilac or Alyssa, our one big cat hybrid here at Sanctuary. Genetically, she is mostly lion, and that is what she favors for her vocalizations. We have heard her carol along with our other lions here at Sanctuary. She's not quite as vocal as they are, but she does seem to favor those lion vocalizations exclusively, not tigers. Sometimes I'll chuff to her. I think she definitely understands what a chuff is, especially because she's been living by tigers. So sometimes we'll give her a chuff or two. Correct, Maria. Cheetahs do purr. They are not in the Panthera grouping, which would be big cats. And so that means that their vocal cords are different than tigers or lions or leopards. Kendra ditto. I almost ignored this comment, but I'll address it. When can we expect you and Judson to offer y'all's renditions of all the cat sounds? Well, maybe we can do that. I will never say never, but I'm going to have to practice. I'm going to have some heads up. It'll have to be a plan before I would expose myself like that on a live post here with all of you cat-loving experts. Casey, do our 3 caracals trill? They sure do. And I think a lot of these vocalizations, I really wish we could catch them on camera more, or especially on the media team, pick them up, the audio. But it's tough. A lot of times it's subtle. They're obviously having social interactions between each other, especially with the caracals, for example. The trilling is done between the caracals. They're talking to each other, they're communicating. It's often very subtle and it's hard to anticipate. But they do trill. It's quite cute to see them all kind of walking together, flicking their very iconic caracal ear tufts and doing those trills. Henyatta joking that your dogs are hearing that and taking offense, saying they don't have as wide of a range of vocalizations. Well, I'd like to think that my dog Ziggy also is amazing and has a wide range of vocalizations, but can't argue with science, can you? Simon is definitely opting for a cool down in the pool today. I do think Jeremy went and found the shade. Ellen asking, how are the 3 caracals doing? They're doing wonderfully. They're doing very, very well. Definitely favoring that indoor bedroom, though, or the shade. Very shady spots in this warmer weather, so harder to catch recently. That's not to say that they aren't having a great time and enjoying their wild at heart life per usual, but they're doing great. Thank you for asking. I'd like to find Kimba, and then maybe we'll wrap it up. And if not Kimba, you always are going to end on a cat with me. So we'll find a cat, we'll end on a cat. But fingers crossed for Kimba. And there she is. Okay, this is her spot. This is kind of what I was saying. If you missed the beginning of the live, I mentioned that Kimba excels at hiding and finding really, really special spots to kind of bed down. So I would like all of you to guess where Kimba is right now. Take a guess. We might have already had this on one live post previously, so if you know the answer, then you have an advantage, but I'll zoom in here in 3, 2, 1. Can you see her? You still might not be able to see her, but she is, in fact, right there. You can see the side of her face there and the ear tuft. She is down in what was a very large raspberry bush. Now it's kind of brambles closer to the ground. What an excellent spot, Kimba. In the weeds, Ellen says. Wearing her tree hat, excuse me. Kendra referencing the caracal, saying that you're overjoyed Aurora has company, and me too. I mean, it's so special. I think we all knew Aurora as living on her own, maybe not the biggest fan of people, not as gregarious of a personality, and she really has had a transformation with those two, and it's so special. I don't know if I would have guessed that she would have opened up that much with companions, but maybe it's something special about Amira and Mojave. But they all are so connected and they love each other. Chizzy asking for a hidden camera again in Anastasia's yard soon. I don't see why not. We like to do that every once in a while, and even now with the heat, because it's getting quite hot. Today it's going to be quite hot even, but we've been doing PM shifts each week, and all that means is that one of us or two of us is staying a bit later in the day to catch the cats when it's a little less hot, and Anastasia's always out at that time too, so I think we can definitely arrange that, Chizzy. Sue, that's an awesome question. Lots of good questions today on the live. Do wet tigers smell as bad as wet dogs? LOL. Yes. Maybe not quite as bad as wet dogs, but wet dogs have that very distinct smell that I'm sure you all have memorized by now. But wet tigers, they do smell. They do smell. Let's see. Aurora has lost her previous title, the unicorn. Well, Kimba, I think this is a good wrap up. We've had a stark contrast from the beginning of this live to now. Very, very enthusiastic Beauty playing with her pool, and Kimba making smart decisions down in the shade. So glad we could catch up, everyone. Really fun live today, and I hope you all have a good weekend. I think it'll be a nice weekend. I'm hoping to spend some time outside with this warm weather, this summer weather, and I hope you all have fun plans too. But thank you, everyone. Thanks for another great week here on Facebook. And, of course, you'll catch us next week. Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend.